guys, welcome back to our channel. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you a few DIY Mother's Day gifts that you can do for very little money or absolutely no money at all. So let's get started. Okay, so for our first project, we're going to take this cute little plant that I picked up at a local garden center, and luckily in our area, a lot of the garden centers, and I think probably almost all the garden centers, are doing curbside pickup. And they've actually been posting on their website what plants they currently have available, which is really cool. So I figured this year, why don't we do a house plant this year? That way they can have it for years. So they usually come in these like plastic containers, and of course you can spend more money and get a terracotta pot or whatever and put them in a terracotta pot. Those are usually your cheapest bet for a pot. But I was thinking, why don't we just take one of our cedar boards, it's just a regular 5.5 inch by 6 foot dog ear cedar board that you can get at the big box stores. And we're gonna actually use this to create a box to set this whole plant in, and it's going to be so pretty, and it gives a bit of a DIY touch to it. I mean, what mom doesn't want like a gift that you make her? It doesn't matter if you're 40, it doesn't matter if you're 10, like moms love that stuff. So that's what we're going to do with this. So believe it or not, this is going to be our most expensive project. These boards are under $2. I can get this whole plant surrounded by this board, by one board. $2, and then you have your plant, which if you get them small like this, they're cute, and they don't cost a whole bunch of money either. I mean, this project is definitely gonna cost me under $20. So let's get started on this one. And make sure you stay till the end, because next we're gonna do free projects that look just as cute. All right, and there you go. Here's a nice planter for your plants. Really easy and simple. And because of the sides of the boards, obviously you can put, if you want a solid bottom, you're gonna have to buy a different board than these cedar boards, or you're gonna have to cut a few out to put in the bottom. But with these cedar boards, I usually like to leave them as planters for outside. So if I have holes in the bottom here, then that is good for drainage. So if I was going to plant these outside, what I would do is line this with a garden cloth, or even if you line it with garden cloth, you're pretty much good. Just line it all the way around and the bottom, fill with soil, and then plant your plants. Be really cute as an herb garden. Or if you don't have the garden cloth, you can always use a garbage bag. So line the whole thing, the bottom and the sides, with your garbage bag. Poke a couple holes in your garbage bag where these holes are, and then line those holes with coffee filters. And then that way you still have drainage and your soil's not gonna run out. So, and you can do the same thing with these plants, which is kind of cool. So the plants that we got for our moms obviously come in this little planter. So this is a good starter planter that you can set right inside here, and it still looks pretty. And when you're ready to bump this plant up, it could be anywhere from, I'd probably start checking on him around 5-6 months, just to see his roots and see if he needs to be bumped up. And this is a perfect size to bump up your little tree. Okay, now we're back inside. Now I'm going to show you the projects that are virtually zero money, even the plants. So, I don't know about you guys, but do you ever have these like little pots laying around that your plants came in, and then you had to, you know, obviously you bought a prettier pot, so you put the plant in the prettier pot and then you have these left over? Well, I keep these, most of them anyways. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually decorate these. So this is what I've done. So I have these. I also have closing line. So I have that, so I'm gonna use this. And then I also have just like random leftover yarn, rope, anything. You can use anything. You can use embroidery floss, so you have different colors, things like this. So I took that, and I also took a glue gun and some glue sticks, and I wrapped a whole bunch of that black yarn or rope around the clothesline and kind of gave it kind of like a pattern. So I did that with a pretty good length of the clothesline. So, I mean, what I did, obviously, it's like really thin, wrapped around there, one little piece. I take like 4 pieces at a time and wrap it or whatever. It was actually not too bad of a project to do. I just kind of sat and watched some, I've binged some of my YouTubers, you know, true crime YouTubers or whatever, which are amazing. So I'll link her below. She's really awesome. Kendall, right? I'll link her below. I've been binge watching her for like a week. So anyway, my plan is to take this and wrap it with this. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use hot glue. You could probably also use like a tacky glue or some things like that. So we're gonna get started. Okay, now that I've gotten to the top, I'm just going to continue to go around the lip here so we cover up all that like terracotta color of the plastic pot, and then we should be done. Gonna snip this end off, maybe. just push it into the inside of the container. All right, and there's the pot. Doesn't it look cute? I just love the pattern that that makes. And free. Okay, so I have another one of these pots, and I have some sisal rope. This is the one I have. This is just from the hardware store, big box store like Lowe's, Home Depot, or whatever. We're basically gonna do the same thing. We're gonna hot glue that stuff all the way around this one. Pot number 2, virtually free. Free for me because I have all the supplies already. They're already laying around the house. I mean, if you have to get rope, order it on Amazon, something like that. You know, maybe cost me $10 for all that rope. And it's 50 feet of rope. So, not bad. So, now we have 2 pots. I'm going to show you the third pot. So 2, 1, 2, cute. And I mean, you can put these in your decor. I mean, these are just plastic pots that you had laying around the house maybe, and now they're all prettied up and you can actually put them out in your living room or give them as a gift. So here's my next one. So this one I purchased at Target Dollar Spot. I think it was like $5 or $7. So it's this cute little basket, woven basket. And I've always wanted to put a plant in it, but all of my big pots and things are like really big. Every plant that I have in the house right now is too large to fit in here. So I was like, what about one of those cheapo plastic pots? Now these I think you can get at dollar store, any store, whatever. So I had this one laying around. So I ran out and grabbed it and it fits. Only issue is that the top lip, you can still see that. So what I'm gonna do is just cut it off. I'm just gonna take a knife or take a good pair of scissors. I actually have scissors that are made for plastic, like cutting stuff like this, and that big bulky plastic packaging that stuff comes in that you can never get out. So I'm just gonna take those, cut this down, and then put that inside, and it's gonna be really cute. Now, once I get this done, I'm gonna show you how you can get free plants to put in these pots. Okay, now we're gonna go over on how to get free plants. This is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna propagate our houseplants. Free plants all the time. So this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need your container with fresh potting soil. It has to be fresh potting soil. You can't take it out of the ground, put it in a container. You need potting soil, okay? You're gonna need scissors. Any type will do. You don't necessarily need pruning scissors. These are indoor plants, they're small. So, some alcohol and just a paper towel or a napkin or something to put the alcohol on, because between the snips, you want to just clean off and you want to make sure that your scissors are clean before even snipping your plant, just so it doesn't get diseased and die on you. All right, so this is a wandering Jew plant, and I think they call this like the tricolor one. I'm not quite sure, and I'll put up on the screen the actual scientific name of the plant. But I actually started growing him. He was super small and like basically dying last year, and I put him in this pot and I've just been taking care of him, and now he is absolutely massive. He's huge. I mean, his branches and go almost to the floor, and he's on like this big whiskey barrel. So he's pretty tall. He's almost my height. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna really douse my cloth here. Then I'm just gonna take my shears. scissors or whatever, and I'm just gonna make sure that they're clean. And I'm gonna tell you how to propagate this plant. You can propagate a whole bunch of plants, and I'm gonna link a YouTuber below. Her name's PLANTERINA. She's really great. I swear this chick has like every single house plant on the planet in her house and everywhere. It's amazing, and she knows a lot of stuff. So she'll give you a lot of information. I'll link her below. So now wandering Jew plants are really delicate. They're very delicate. You can walk past it and break a leaf off, or a stem, whatever you want to call them, a vine. So what you want to do is, with a wandering Jew plant, there are nodes just underneath the leaves. You'll see this kind of, I always call them like little elbows. So it kind of looks like, you see that little elbow kind of thing? That's a node. That's actually where your new roots are going to come out after we cut it, okay? And then plant it in the soil. I think you can even plant these in water, so you can propagate these with water. So what I'm gonna do is look at my plant, and I know when you're propagating a wandering Jew, you want at least 6 inches of plant, so to propagate it. So probably gonna go down to about, I'll go down to here. And what I'm gonna do, so I at least have 6 inches of plant there, well over 6 inches. I'm gonna actually cut this at an angle, just kind of like, when you're planting flowers from the grocery store, you cut them at an angle to put them in some water. So you can see that, it's cut at an angle. Now, like I said, they're gonna sprout their roots right from the node. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take off this leaf, because we have to. I know it's unfortunate, they're so pretty, but it needs to go under the soil and it's just gonna rot anyways, so you can just clip them off. It's better to clip them too than to tear them, or maybe you could pinch them, but it's definitely better to clip them, because it's not like tearing the skin of the plant and introducing like rot or something. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what would happen. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my pot with my fresh soil, and I'm just going to stick it in here. My little baby needs a grooming, so what I'm probably gonna do is do many of these and put them in here and then see what happens. But literally, I just got a free plant. You can't beat it. So now I'm gonna just take you a quick swing around my house. I'm gonna show you other plants that you can propagate and get new plants for free. Okie, here we go. Okay, so this is a coin plant. I think it's called like a Chinese coin plant. I'll put the name up on the screen, but these are so cool. I love these plants. They're so neat and kind of wispy looking, but these plants actually grow little babies, and I'm gonna show you where they are. So look at these little babies. See that? I got one there. There's another one here. And I think I have 2 more on the other side. These plants you can propagate. Super cool. So what I've done, I've had this plant for maybe about 6 months now, and it started growing babies probably 4 months after I got it. I don't know if there's anything to do with that. Takes a certain age or whatever, a maturity for the plant to start growing babies, but that's just what happened. Now, when mine grows the babies, I want to keep the babies that are inside growing, and I want to leave them there because I want to flush out this plant more. I want it to get bigger and look fuller. But sometimes when he grows babies, they'll come out and they'll pop out right over here. They'll come right over here out of the side of the plant. I don't see any of them, any other ones in there. But this is what I did last week. Look at those cute little baby coin plants. Are those the cutest things ever? I just have these little terracotta pots that I got like several months ago from Dollar Tree. And they come I think they came 3 in a pack. I think they came all together. But I got them and they just kind of sat around the house. And then when I saw the little babies come up and they were getting big enough, I was like, oh my gosh, I totally got to put them in there. So usually with these plants, you're going to want to wait until they get big enough to propagate them. So, this is I mean, you can probably go smaller with this. I think they recommend at least 2 to 3 inches or something like that. And then you just kind of tear it away from the mother plant, making sure that you're leaving some root, and then you just pop it in soil and then put it in a nice filtered sun spot and then water it like you're supposed to. This is a pothos plant. You should be able to propagate these. This is a snake plant, and you can actually propagate snake plants as well. And you can do that because sometimes when you get a snake plant, and I'll try to get close enough, they actually grow babies as well. So do you see the, you see the three stalks there? This is the mama plant here, and this is her 2 babies. I could take her out of this pot and then carefully remove these 2 babies and their roots and repot them in 2 separate containers if I wanted to. And I would have 3 separate plants. But I'm just looking for this pot to get really, really full with snake plants, so we're gonna leave them. All right, and one more, and that is the ZZ plant. Yep, you can propagate the ZZ plant. You can take little ones that are sprouting up, take them out. There's a little guy back here. You can see him. You can take him out, put him in another pot, and you can propagate them. But if you want more information about propagating these types of plants, definitely go to PLANTERINA's website, and like I said, I'll link her below. All right guys, well that's it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed, and let us know if you try any of these projects for your Mother's Day gifts. And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. It truly helps us, and we can't grow without it, so we truly appreciate it. And most importantly, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, especially my own. I love you to pieces, and I hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day, and enjoy. And until next time, bye everyone.